in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can hate him for not making that fight happen, but this is an unbiased show. We talk boxing. If it is just some missed details, the Double RT Boxing Show, Mr.A is here to help you, because that's what we do. We talk that boxing, spit that fire on the internet, dragging on the net, hashtag dragging on the net. Follow me at Twitter at RRTB Show. Double RT, the Double RT, the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr.A. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Thank you for tuning in. You see the title, you see the show. This is the Double RT Boxing Show, and this is a catch-up. On July 15th, Hyun Mi Choi retained her super featherweight female champion, her WBA strap, with a unanimous 10-round decision. I like Hyun Mi Choi, I should say. The fight took place in South Korea. And you can see if she defeated Mayra Gomez, and so Gomez is 18-7 now. Choi moves to 15-0-1. The fight started off a little slow. Choi getting her range, and then once like the first couple rounds, they kept tapping gloves at the end of the rounds. And then it got to a point where Gomez, I'd say around 4 or 5, Gomez tried to really throw her around and kind of showboat to her. And then that's when Choi's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna start just boxing the shit out you." Then, she started using her distance, her height, start throwing her combinations, her jabs. Cause she was doing it all fight, but she really started putting pressure on, throwing more combinations. Now, what I did see in this fight, it wasn't just all, even though it was pure domination, it wasn't all successful domination. Choi was getting hit with some overhand loopy rights, because she comes in with her left hand down, and a better fighter will take advantage of that, because she's a pretty tall girl, Choi. She's tall, she's lanky, so she fights kind of straight up. She doesn't move her head too well, but she throws a great 1-2. She has a nice uppercut. If you try and get close into her, so she knows she can step in with an uppercut, or she'll step back with an uppercut. Now, I can say that her punches, although they do affect your face, they put swelling on her opponent's face, they're more arm punches. I would like to see her step into her punches and get a little more oomph behind them. I think she'd be more dangerous with the length she has. But her punch volume and selection is pretty good. She dominated Mayra, and I said she really turned it on from round 5 and on. She started pouring on with combinations, 1-2 machine, 1-2 machine. She had mixing uppercuts, and Mayra really had no chance. So this was a nice, this was her first fight in almost a year span against, I believe her last fight was, we covered it right here on the Double RT Boxing Show, Jessica Gonzalez. So this is almost, what's that, 8 months off since her last fight. So she came back with a nice, solid, dominant performance. Her next fight should be someone tougher, most likely, if there's someone out there in the division. She is a super featherweight. Well, this is the second time she made the show. I'm very impressed by what I see by her and her previous fights. So 2 times on the show, 2 victories. And this is the Double RT Boxing Show. Thank you for tuning in. And Hyun Mi Choi is still the WBA Super Featherweight Champion with a dominant performance.